This is a really helpful trick when working with quadratic equations. On a test, they might ask you what's the sum of the solutions to the equation, what's the product of the solutions to the equation. And what's really helpful about this is it's going to save you a lot of time. So rather than use the quadratic equation, simplify, solve, add the solutions, multiply the solutions, go through that entire process, what you can do is you can just look at the coefficients. So we have this quadratic equation right here, 4x squared plus 5x plus 1. Our a coefficient 4, our b coefficient 5, and our c coefficient 1. Remember, we have to set this equal to 0 before we do any work, but we have that now so we can move forward. If they ask you what's the sum of the solutions to the equation, let's pretend we don't know what the solutions are yet. We don't know that these are the solutions right here. All we have is this equation. Well, we look at our b coefficient, 5. We look at our a coefficient, 4. Minus b over a, negative b divided by a, negative 5 divided by 4. You get that? So negative b is 5, so negative 5 divided by a, 4, negative 5 fourths. Now, let's check. Our solutions do turn out to be negative 1, negative 1 fourths to this equation. Negative 1 plus negative 1 fourth is negative 5 fourths, so it seems to work. Now, if they ask you what's the product of the solutions, it's just as easy. But now we look at our c coefficient and our a coefficient, and we divide c by a. So c divided by a, 1 divided by 4, 1 fourth. Let's multiply the solutions that we fortunately do already have. Negative 1 times negative 1 fourth is 1 fourth. So that seems to work. So this can save you a whole lot of time if you're taking a test and they ask you the question, find the sum of the solutions, find the product of the solutions, rather than go through that whole lengthy process with the quadratic equation and the plus or minus and the square root and the fraction and simplifying and then adding or multiplying. Set it equal to 0. Remember, the sum of the solutions is negative b over a, so negative b divided by a, and the product of solutions is c over a, c divided by a, and it's really that simple.